Hey, what's up everyone? This is Dom, and if you've been in the market for a brand new iMac or a new iPad, you're gonna wanna stay tuned and listen to these announcements. That's right, Apple has officially had their October 2014 event, and we have some new products to discuss. So without wasting any more of your time, let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, OS X Yosemite is available for download now in the App Store for free, and I'll leave that linked down below for you. And along with that, we do have Apple Pay support coming with iOS 8.1 on October 20th. Now, as far as the new products go, well, we do have a couple of important announcements and then a couple of smaller ones as well. Now, as for product announcements, we do have the iPad Air 2, and this is actually 18% thinner than the current generation iPad Air. So if you can imagine that, it is super thin, paper thin, and I'm excited to get my hands on it. Now, we do have an improved laminated display, so the pixels are going to be very, very close to the glass, and we have a second gen 64-bit A8X chip, a new 8 megapixel iSight camera and FaceTime cameras. We have ultra fast wireless in the new iPad Air 2 and Touch ID. Touch ID may not be important for everybody, but I think it's a handy feature, especially that you'll be able to use Apple Pay with Touch ID on the iPad Air 2 to make purchases through apps and different online stores. Now, in case you were wondering just how thin this guy is, it comes in at 6.1 millimeters thin and is available in space gray, gold, and silver. The iPad Air 2 will be available for $499 for the 16GB model, $599 for the 64GB model, and $699 for a 128GB model. So they're going with the same storage configurations as they have with the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. Now, I know some of you may think that this is an incremental upgrade in comparison to the first generation iPad Air. Well, it's not quite as incremental as the iPad Mini 3. Basically, with the iPad Mini 3, you are paying $100 more for Touch ID. That's right, that is literally the only thing they added to the iPad Mini 3, aside from adding the gold color option and changing around the storage configurations like they have with the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. So for $399 now, you can get an iPad Mini 2 or iPad Mini with Retina display with Touch ID and in gold, and that is literally it. It's still running the same A7X processor as we saw last year. Everything else internally has remained the same. So kind of a disappointment in my opinion, but let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments section. The good news is you can now pick up an iPad Mini as low as $249. Now that would be for the first generation iPad Mini, but it's great to see that the iPad line has been expanded a lot to allow people with different budgets to purchase one. Next up, as far as awesome product announcements, we have the iMac with Retina display. So this thing is called 5K Retina, and it's got a beautiful 5K display. It's super packed with pixels, and I am definitely excited to see one in person. The 5K Retina iMac is coming in with a resolution of 5120 by 2880. That's giving it 14.7 million pixels. So this thing is pretty ridiculous, and it's also the world's highest resolution display, and they're calling it, like I said, Retina 5K display. And it's still got the same 5mm thickness as the current generation iMacs. Now this is going to be in a 27-inch display model. There is no 21.5-inch model for the 5K Retina iMac, and it starts at $2499. So pretty good deal actually if you think about it. Most 4K displays are actually around $2,000 to $3,000. So the fact that you can get an iMac with a 5K display for only $2499 is a pretty good deal in my opinion. Unfortunately, there was no display announced today, and I, for one, am heartbroken because I have been waiting literally a year since I got my Mac Pro, just about a year, for a Thunderbolt display, at least a 4K Thunderbolt display, and Apple did not announce that. Now, the bad news is that you cannot use the Retina iMac as a secondary display. So you will not be able to push those pixels with the current Thunderbolt configuration on any of the Macs. They actually had to develop special technology to go inside of this Retina iMac so that they could push all those pixels. One other thing that was announced at the Apple event is a revamped and refreshed Mac Mini. No, they did not change the design, so don't get excited there. They literally just boosted the internal specifications and they axed the quad-core model, which I was a fan of, so now we only have dual core models across the board for the Mac Mini. Am I the only one that's kind of disappointed by the announcements today? I mean, I guess I set my own expectations, but I at least wanted to see a brand new Thunderbolt display, an Apple TV, and maybe just some refreshed spec iPods for the holiday season. But we are left with what we got. We have the iPad Air, like I said, iPad Air 2. We have the iPad Mini 3, which is essentially an iPad Mini 2S. We have the Retina iMac and the Mac Mini. So there you go. That is Apple's announcements in a nutshell. Unfortunately, it wasn't as grand as some of us may have thought it was, but nonetheless, I will take it. And just in case there's anything that I might have missed during this video, I'll leave all the links to everything announced down below for you so you can go ahead and check out the details, specifications, pricing, and availability. I hope you enjoyed this video, and be sure to let me know what you think about Apple's announcements down in the comments section below. I'm excited to hear your thoughts on the new Retina iMac, and let me know how you feel about this iPad Mini 3 nonsense. They really didn't do anything to make that shine. In fact, it's kind of just behind the iPad Air now, whereas last year it seemed like they were on the same level as they had the same internal specifications. So leave a comment down below and also hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, as it does help out the channel a lot. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. This is Dom, and have a great day.